Hi guys, my name is Zin and this is Maybe Bonsai. This week I'm going to finally repot this Jade. It was a cutting that's given to me by Connor and I haven't really done anything with it other than kind of pruned it. I pruned this last, I believe, at Nigel's place, and I think this is the right time to finally get this out of the pot to see how deep this is planted and how much of a trunk I have. I did find a plastic pot that, outside in the winter. It kind of melted, so it surfaced. So I do have that pot. I'm going to use it on this. It's about this size, so it's not big, which I think is perfect for the Jade, because the Jade's roots, they don't really, I mean, from what I've seen, they haven't really expand that much. You don't get a huge root ball on the Jade, so I think this is perfect. And then I mix some soil, which is 100% inorganic, and in this case, so it's not going to hold water at all, or I mean, it will hold a little bit in the pumice, but most of it will be just drained out. So I can leave it in the rain, all day. I don't have to do anything with it. It'll just drain. So I'm going to rake this out, and we'll see what we have. Okay, so I'm going to get this out, and hopefully I can just kind of pull this out. Yeah. So you can see there's no roots, kind of no visible roots around the outside, and maybe there's a tiny bit over here. And that's what you find with the Jade, at least that's from my experience. They just, they don't have that huge root ball. The soil is kind of a bit dry because I let it dry out a bit so I can do this. And then I have some, I think this is just a cutting that grew by itself, or like a leaf that fell and it just started growing. And then this thing here, I think this could be a sucker or a branch coming off the actual tree. We'll find out pretty soon. Okay, I got the roots all sorted here. It's all washed out. I cleaned up the mess. So like I said, Jade doesn't really get that huge root ball, and as you can see, there's like one kind of concentration of roots in this area and nothing on my left here. And then you have these roots kind of randomly coming off the trunk on different planes, and then I have this. So I can cut these off, no problem. I'm not afraid because it's a Jade. It roots from cuttings, so I'm not worried about it dying because I cut some roots off, so that's not a problem. I do think this here is kind of a unique feature, and I was going to take this off, but I still might. I'm just trying to decide what to do with this, because it's kind of like you have this tree branch that's growing coming out of the main tree, and you can really make something out of this. If you have a rock or a mountain or something like that, you can put it here and then the roots can come off of that mountain. It would be something unique. But the problem I have right now is I don't have a pot to kind of or I don't have a setup to kind of encourage that. Like, I don't have a deep pot. I don't have a rock, or I just don't have I'm just not prepared to do something like that right now. Like, I don't have the equipment, I guess you can say. But it's something that I really wanted to try now that I'm thinking about it. So I don't want to cut this off, because once I cut this off, then it wouldn't work, right? Obviously. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. I mean, I'm going to reduce some of the roots at the bottom for sure, because I want roots to grow around, the edge, not just this spot. It's kind of weird. And then I have these roots that are on different planes, which I think I will take off. And then I have this that I want to work with. If I do have a rock here and I use this, I will take this off for sure, because that's in the way. But I probably would keep these because, if the rock is here, it has to have soil, or something, like just underneath, so the roots can actually grow into it. And then eventually the roots will kind of grow along the rock, I'm imagining. So it'll become kind of like half the tree is like root over rock, the other half is in the ground. I mean, I don't really know what's going to happen to this half, if I do that. If I knew this was here, I would have probably tried to prepare something to realize what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do have a couple of rocks in the basement, or sorry, in the basement, in the garage. So you know what? I don't want to waste this, is what I'm saying. And I think I could cut this off, and then this would feed off the main tree. It would grow, and then I could probably try to do this later on. But it's already got kind of this nice radial root system. I want to use that. So I just washed this. It's quite wet. So I'm going to leave this here. It'll be fine. I don't think the roots will dry out or anything like that on a jade. So let me go look and see if I have something I can put this in that can take advantage of this. And then, hopefully get a rock and build a mountain or something. I don't know. I'll have to see what I can get and see if I can make this work. Okay, so let me do that. Okay guys, good news. I found something that could work. This is not a pot. It's just a plastic bin. But I think it'll do for this time because I don't have anything else. And this is a rock that I bought last year or the year before. It's a mineral rock. It has some random crystal formations. It's not anything special. It's like, I don't know, it's really cheap, like $5-10 at the what is it, Gymboree? Yeah, Gymboree, that's what it is. So I think I can use this, something like that, because I wanted to show the crystal as well, right? So this, I could put this like that, something like that. And luckily, I swear I didn't plan this because I didn't know this was happening. But this height, it actually works out quite well. Because this can go here, I'll just prop this up a bit. And then this thing can kind of stay here. Let me see how did I imagine this? This is a cliffside. This will be somewhere around this area. And that will come down kind of from here. Or something like that, right? Like something to that effect. Yeah, I think pretty sure that's how I had it. Nope, definitely like this. So yeah, I'll put this here, because the tree is kind of, this bottom is not flat. It's well, it was flat until the roots grew in. So I kind of want to, ideally I want this tree to kind of go the other side, but because this branch is here, I'll probably do something like that. And then over time, this will grow more roots and it'll kind of come down. Yeah. Something like that. So I'm gonna, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see what happens. Let me just make sure that is how I had it. Yeah, I mean this rock, it looks the most natural like this. It's kind of a mountaintop, and if I if I do anything else, you know, I'm kind of missing a piece here as the other side, but I do have another rock. I bought two of these that kind of similar to this, but much smaller, and I think can go here as like this part of the mountain that's disappeared for now. But I don't have enough room in this pot, and eventually I'll get a proper pot for this, and I think I can make it work. So for now, I'm going to do this. I'll have to prop the tree up a little so that this can kind of hang over the ledge here. So yeah, it'll be something unique, I think. You know, with something here, it will look more symmetrical. But yeah, so I'm gonna prune some of these roots off on the side here, and then I'll have to drill some holes in the in the plastic container there, and then I think we can make this work. So yeah, I'm gonna prepare the container, and we'll pot this up and see how it looks. So I got my holes on the bottom of this. It's quite small, but then I realized that this is not tall enough. It's way too short. I don't know how I'm gonna get soil over here, you know, and not have it fall down. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. So then this is no good. I can use it for something else though, because I have the holes. What I have is here is a like a pond basket. It didn't have holes at the bottom, so I drilled a bunch of holes at the bottom. I think this will do. This one is tall enough. Just trying to get rid of the plastic that's still attached. And it barely fits the rock, which is good. I'm going to put the rock at the very bottom. That'll give me just enough room or clearance to put the tree on top. Yes, so eventually I'm gonna have to find some kind of a pot. I mean, really what I want is that the roots, let me just get this. So I'll put it in here like that. Right, you can't see the front, but the crystal is up front. I'll put this here, something like that. And I'm hoping, and this might be a very long-term plan, is that the roots will kind of grow all the way down to the bottom of the rock, and eventually will grow all the way down to the bottom, like this deep. I don't know how long that's going to take, and also I have to hide this much of the trunk, which is not ideal. But you know, I could actually possibly cut part of this off to make it shorter, because there's roots above, but I'm not going to do that right now. So I could actually, you know, yeah, no, this goes down. So I'm going to do something like that. And then the tree, well, this is very tight in here. This is not ideal. This basket, if this was much wider, it would be much better. But I don't have anything else right now. But it'll be something like that. And hopefully the roots will eventually grow down. I don't know how long that's going to take, because this is the jade, and they don't really grow roots that vigorously. But I'm going to try and see what happens. I mean, this honestly, this pot is not ideal, because there's no room on this side, so the root's going to start turning very, very, very fast. What can I do here? Can I do something with this? Maybe. Oh, that's heavy. Heavier than expected. Let me just see if this will fit. If the tree is there, I could cut this part off, so that giving this more room on this side to grow. And I think, yeah, I think it just clears this height, so the roots, I can, you know, kind of make them go down, and that'll be okay. But really, I mean, that root, I could take this root off, to be honest. It's not, it doesn't, but again, it just doesn't have that much room to grow to the size. But But you know, that might be okay. I think this root here will be the feature of the tree rather than the bottom. And the bottom can be eventually, I can develop the roots there, but I think, okay, so I think I'll just go with the black basket. I'll do this. And this, I'm gonna cut this off because this is too high anyway. I'll try to fix the bottom. And what I really want is for this stuff to grow on this side. So let's go with that. So I'm gonna clean up the roots on here first. Yeah, these high roots I'm gonna get rid of. The root on this is actually quite radial. So what I'll do is, there's one up top here, I think is a bit too high maybe. So I'm going to take this particular one off. And I'll leave the rest. Maybe make this a little bit shorter. And even though these were really long here, I'm actually not going to take them off. There's a small piece here that's, yeah. Because I do want this to reach all the way down, and that's going to take a very long time, I think. So I'm going to leave that on, leave the really long ones on, and let it go. Hopefully it'll just go down, I hope. Anyway, it'll be something unique, I think. Okay, let me see what I can do with the bottom. The bottom is it's kind of messy. I'll just try to make the bottom a bit flatter, because right now this, I guess where the roots grew, it's kind of like a bulge. It's the tree is uneven, but I can't just take that whole thing off because that'll just remove all the roots. So that's a no-go. I think some of it is soil. It's not just roots. Yeah, it's just roots and soil at the same time. They're all just clumped together, I think. Yeah, it doesn't seem to separate, so I'm hoping for stuff to grow on this side. This is quite hard. It's like almost like wood. So there's roots coming out right from the edge, like the bottom where it's supposed to come out, and then there's roots kind of on the bottom here. And I'm thinking of taking out the bottom part to make it flatter, and hopefully it'll encourage to grow roots somewhere else. So that's gone. I can make the bottom ones a bit shorter. They don't need to be that long. And this is still not ideal, and I don't know how to fix this right now. Probably I cannot fix this right now. Okay. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Trying to make these come down. Okay. All right. So Let me remove this stuff. I'm going to put the rock in first with no base layer because the rock is high enough as it is. I don't want it to be any higher. So I'll start filling this with soil. Yeah, this soil is the whole thing is inorganic. So that there won't be any issues draining. A lot of dust right now, but not much I can do about that. And the goal here is to eventually expose all of this once the roots kind of grew in after I don't know how long. But that's the long-term goal. For now, I'm just hoping the soil can fill the space here. Oh, you know what? It's pushing the rock over. Okay. Have to restart this. I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to fill this side first so that it has some kind of a backing to the rock. Okay, you know what? This is actually a good height. So I want this guy to be around here somewhere. Turn it a bit so the roots are all on this side. Actually, yeah, that's actually like the perfect height. That's good. Right there. Okay. Gotta make sure this long one goes down. Actually, let me move it towards the back a bit so both of these can spread downwards. I'm just trying to get it closer to the rock so it'll be easier to do this. Okay, so I think that's good. Hopefully nature will take care of itself. I also realized I don't have to fill that deep of a layer at the right side. It's just this side has to have more soil. That might get tricky, so I'll see what happens when I fill this side. I might have to put some kind of a thing on top just to keep the moisture. Okay, this time I'm not going to wiggle it around because that'll move the rock. probably need to be careful when I water as well, so that it doesn't kind of move all the rocks or all the soil around. I think that's as high as I could go on that side. And I'm not going to do the rest on this side because there's no point. I don't want roots this high anyway. I'll most likely need to put something here, you know, so that the soil doesn't kind of drain away when I water. I have to water it with probably the smallest bottle that I have so that it doesn't push everything away. Okay, so let me get a tray so I can water this, so the water doesn't run off to, you know, on my desk here. I'll need to be extra careful when I move this, just so the soil doesn't shift too much. So let me get the water, a watering can, and you know, just get it wet on the surface for now. Yeah, I'll get the watering can and I'll water this. I'm not going to try to wash everything out because I don't have that, you know. I'd rather do it with a hose. It'll be more efficient, but this is going to take a while. And I don't think I need to wash everything out at this time because the soil is quite coarse. And I don't think there's too much dust in it. But I can tell the water that's coming out is kind of murky. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this and let it settle. And hopefully these roots will grow down over, I don't know, probably a few years. You know, I don't know. These roots for jades just seem to grow really slow. And I'll try to kind of, you know, when I water, hopefully the water will drain because this is one, it's a coarse soil, and two, you know, it's very deep. So the water will drain down, so the bottom has more moisture, and hopefully the roots for this little thing will come down and search for the water, and then, you know, get longer and longer over time. So yeah, okay, so let me empty the water, and I'll probably put a rock maybe or something. So yeah. For the final touches, I'm just going to put a couple of rocks on here. Oh. Probably kind of large, but I don't have anything small on hand at the moment. It's actually not that stable, but I think that's going to stay. And I guess, you know what, this actually kind of blocks the light a bit. Okay, I'll leave this for now. I'll leave it as is. I'll just be careful when I water. And if I find that watering is a problem with erosion, I'll put the rocks there or something, but I don't want to block the lights. Okay, guys, that's it for this week. I hope this is gonna work. I don't know if you think this is kind of crazy or what, but I like to create something unique, and hopefully this works. And also, another thing I want to mention is that Steve from, I think, Steve's Backyard Bonsai or something like that, has challenged me to do a landscape. And I accepted the challenge, but I'm not going to start yet. I don't have the stuff. I have an idea in my mind, but I don't exactly know how to do everything yet. So I'm going to think on it. I'm going to look for materials that I could use to realize my idea. So yeah, I will eventually start to do that, but not yet. Just it's a bit busy lately, but yes, I will start, and I'll have to do some research on what I need: figurines, rocks, and how I want to kind of plan everything out. Anyway, hopefully this will work, and we'll see how it goes. I hope it goes well, but you never know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.